Alright, today we got a little maintenance video that we're going to do here. String change, clean up the fretboard, a little fret polish, check the intonation. Already checked the truss rod, that looks like it's fine. Action looks good, so we shouldn't have to mess with any of that kind of stuff. So it's just going to be a simple, clean, polish, maintenance kind of video here. Obviously, first thing we need to do, get these strings off of here. Feels like we might need to do a little tightening up on the tuning pegs. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, this one's actually missing a washer. We may have more to do on this thing than we thought. Now, this being a 70s import guitar, I'm sure we're going to have to do some work on the nut slots, make sure that they don't bind up on these things. That one is shot for sure. We'll have to see what we can do about getting some kind of replacement in that thing. As you can see, there's no washer, and without that, there's a lot more play in this thing than you should have. To see just what we can do, we can at least tighten them up on the bottom. I'll have to go through my spare parts to see if I got another little grommet to toss in there. Alright, so these are one of my favorite fret cleaning packages. Basically, it's a set of foam pads that have like sandpaper attached to them. You get a set of them from Stewmac. I'll actually link these in the description. These are my favorite by far for cleaning up fretboards and frets. They actually come with a nice little sheet that tells you what grit each one of them is as well. And I tend to like to use these things for cleaning up the frets themselves. I tape them off so I don't have to bother with all the rubber band things they use. Well, these frets are chewed up pretty bad. As you can see, there's divots in just about every one of these lower end frets here. And for this, using a very fine grit. This one is, I believe, a 4000. Just because there's so much finger crud on here, I just want to get that off of the fretboard itself. And I'm not a fan of using the triple and quad zero steel wool. It just makes a huge mess. And this is very similar, just because it's such a high grit. I'm just going to use a high grit and a lot of patience because you don't want to scratch up the fretboard. I just want to take what looks to be probably close to a decade of dirty hands off of this thing. We have our conditioner and cleaner. one nice thing, the fret ends are for the most part taken care of really nicely. There's a couple right up in here, but considering this is not this guy's main guitar, I'm not really too concerned about that because they're not really sharp, but you can kind of feel them. I will admit, out of all the phases of guitar work, this part of fretwork is probably my least favorite of it all. Especially when you think about exactly what this grime I'm cleaning off of here is. Now I will say, if you ever try to do any kind of cleanup on your guitar, do not do what I am doing to a maple fretboard. You will destroy the finish. Now that we've thoroughly done the lemon oil to clean it all up, now we can moisturize, which I'm sure this fretboard has not had much of in its life. Wow, that's just soaking that oil right up. Now, just for the hell of it, I'm going to actually do that thread. Another awesome little Stewmac tool. Fret dressing file. Actually no sanding material on the edges. This is a flat edge, rounded edge, perfect for doing the fret ends. You will probably never even notice that I did this because he doesn't play up here. But to do this, you just want to put the rounded edge on the fretboard, come down at an angle, and just roll over the top of the fret. And that edge just goes right away. And that's all this guitar needs for that. Also an awesome little Stewmac tool. I'll put a link to this one in the description too. So now, since these frets are so nasty, we're going to have to go through and polish them up. And basically you just start with one of the coarse pads. And this guitar could really use a lot more than what I can do here, because this is just a polish. Okay, parts have now come in to be able to replace the tuning pegs. Since, like I said before, this is not the primary instrument for him, where you're just replacing stock parts with stock parts, since this is nothing more than a standby guitar for him. Brand new set of retainers and screws. All right. So the other reason why we went with the same style is so that we can go right back in without drilling any new holes for him. Nice way to press those rings in. A little socket wrench. seat it nice and tight. Alright, next step. Now that we got the tuner mounted on again, let's get some strings on this thing. Okay, so unfortunately the video camera cut out last time just as I was starting to string this up, so didn't really get to see how I was locking the strings in place, but I do have another project coming in that's a nut replacement, so I'll be able to cover that in that video instead. So now we're going to get through the intonation portion. So basically we need to use the adjusters on the bridge to ensure the distance from here to here is the same as the distance from here to here. So as you can see there, 12th fret is a little sharp. So we want to back this off just a little bit. Alright, intonation is done. The only thing left to do is clean it up and give it back. So that's the end of this maintenance video. Next one I believe is going to be a nut replacement, and I'll be able to capture the string change because, well, my camera sucks. But that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a good one. Later.